Brought to you by YourQuote, an app that makes you write and perform.
On the days I see poetry in everything, or the days I think of him too much, I read too much between the lines that I can no longer see what is and what is not. Just like I cannot tell where he is from where he is not. So I hold my pen like a sword or a bare childish hand, swishing around and catching and lifting onto paper napkins or bed sheets or my own paper heart, things I could have otherwise not seen, not this way at least. The days I recount like a nursery rhyme, text messages and midnight conversations I have since deleted from my phone, no advanced means yet found to keep them out of my memory. I chant his name with pride like a prized prayer. I learnt without writing on my palm how easily our mind remembers what we are asked to forget. I fancy love poems of traffic signals. I fancy love poems of traffic signals and write homes into strangers as signs. I fancy trains where nothing but snakes with stiff bodies and sharp turns growing on a cell phone screen, so that trains can have nothing to do with the journeys we did not make. I fancy I can see the world without finding his eyes. I fancy I've drunk passion to its very dregs and it tastes like nothing of him anymore. I fancy and I write make-believe poems till I can actually believe he's gone. So here's the second one. To the love who used the word strong as an excuse to leave. As much as I want to scream every morning that I can work past it, all I have felt more strongly ever since is a regret that crawls into my bed and the nearest chair at the breakfast table like a sense of impending doom and chews me alive, making me lose my appetite for anything except guilt. It has been one continuing fist fight. I am constantly losing while putting up my bravest mask. I'm constantly fighting and pretending that I hate losing this fight because I'm afraid losing it would mean I lost you because you're strong. I was strong enough. I know, and I repeat to them whenever I see them on the road to school or the supermarket in their pinafores and neatly parted hair that I make for a very bad example. One, I tell them not to imitate in forgiving love or the joke that we tend to make of it, whatever it is that I did. I cannot seem to explain further. I cannot bring myself to tell them not to love, and perhaps I still believe that was all I did. How strange it is that while I fell and was expected to resurrect and point at my wounds and write him love poems, he wasn't even told to tell me where he went. I couldn't muster courage enough to ask him any more questions, and I never meant anything enough to him to leave me a note that I could reread in peace. When all of these thoughts surged through my head like a movie we went to together, and I pretended I did not hear his friend and he tell her name 30 times over, or was blind to see the blush he carried on his cheeks while he laughed at me or in my direction, like I did not exist, which wasn't the case just a few moments before. I put my skills to test and I say I am okay, but he wouldn't take okay for an answer. Deems my performance bad and me the worst actor. I wonder who I'm competing against. To the love who taught me to talk to the highway breeze and turn their soft whispers into hurricane winds with songs I resist singing because I sing them out of tune. To the love who held my hand the very first time under a star-studded night sky and danced with two in-love left feet outside a highway CCD. To the love who bought death by chocolate for no reason and held my face when both the moon and the sun touched it and rays, maybe this kind of death for this kind of story was imminent. What a shame would it be if it were to die old and in wrinkled skin. It would mean it lived poetry. What would I write then? He has been awfully kind, hasn't he? To the love that still suffocates me at sunsets on the beach, ravens at nightfall, book hauls, rains without an umbrella, an aimless whistling, the sting of being named the lesser mistake, a wind that seems to ask where I am lost but wouldn't take messages to his doors because now it's just wind. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, I imagine seeing him every other day and all I seem to be able to say are things that sound a lot like I still love you.